Hey, beautiful seekers of the cosmos. Welcome to the Existential Shift. My name is Morgainne. We're having a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo, March 14th. But the effects obviously last, they start prior, they continue afterwards. It's at 23 degrees of the sign of Virgo, and it's across its opposition to Saturn, who's currently transiting Pisces and will be conjunct the sun at at 22 degrees. Okay, what is Virgo? Virgo is the sign of reality. It is the concept of the matrix. You could say that the skeleton would be Capricorn, the boundaries would be Saturn, Virgo would be the concept. The concept, like any theory or idea, can be mutable because Virgo is a mutable sign of Earth, unlike Taurus and Capricorn. So things are still changeable in general in Virgo. But what happens when there's a full moon eclipse? The concept of the matrix is being modified or changed or released to a certain degree, and it will play out differently in your life depending on your chart and your unique situation. Having it opposed by Saturn is slow moving, so that's not something that happens often. And it's kind of ironic given how Saturn is, the planet of karma and boundaries and consequences, cause and effect, the boundaries of karma, the boundaries of that equation of that cause and effect. I think, and I'm not the only one to say this, that this is going to be a highly karmic consequences type of eclipse and a full moon. It's going to be it's going to go to the nitty-gritties of your life or of your situation. So it's going to apply in the small detail, not just in the big picture. So whatever changes are abound, triggered by this eclipse, they're going to affect the little small things that make up the big picture. So it's not just going to play out conceptually. I mean, it will for many of you as well when it comes to your ideas and ideals and belief systems, because it's the axis of Virgo and Pisces, but it will also affect the day-to-day mundane bottom line. 23-degree, it's in the third decan of Virgo. It's the relationship we have with the cosmos, right? So it's not just the matrix of this planet or of our society, of our connections and our one-on-ones. It's literally our relationship with the divine and how we view that concept and that reality. So what are the boundaries of our relationship with the divine? Religious constructs, um, theological way of life, ceremonies, prayer, written prayer, right? The written language that expresses our relationship with the divine. And it's with the south node, right? It's a lunar eclipse conjunct the south node, full moon. So culmination, ending, release, letting go. Virgo is sand, quicksand. So it's like sand. It's like trying to hold sand. It's just gonna go. It's gonna fall between your fingers, and across from it, Pisces, the water. Just it's not something you ever could have truly held on to. And this eclipse is going to show you the things that you were trying to hold on to that you couldn't in essence and in nature hold on to them. It was an illusion of what it is that you were holding on to. It was sand castles, castles in the sand, where the tides are going to come, the Piscean tides are going to come and just kind of under the sand and just kind of pull the rug underneath, pull the rug of sand underneath the castle of sand. And I think it's not going to feel like an earthquake. It's going to be very mutable, like a fish swimming with the current, and suddenly it changed its direction and it's a completely different trajectory, and it's swimming somewhere else. And it's like it took it time to realize it because it was still in water and it was still swimming, it was still fishying, but suddenly it will become known maybe after the new moon solar eclipse in Aries at the end of the month, maybe once Neptune leaves Pisces and goes into Aries, which is also at the end of the month on the 30th or on the 31st of March, where the new reality will kick in. So it's almost like the first 2 weeks after this lunar eclipse, so the second half of March, right, from March 14th to the 30th ish, the changes, the transitions, the endings, the ground for the new beginning as well will take place. There will be movement, there will be shifting, but it will feel very elusive. And even if you're facing, even if we'll be facing like really meaningful big changes, it will feel fluid, okay? And the realizations will kick in, I think, after Neptune, because Neptune is still the late degrees, the 29th degree of Pisces, and is still kind of softening the blow, kind of making it feel, again, like you're just swimming with the current. You just have no idea where the current, how far the current is about to take you. You're like, oh, I'm floating and I'm gonna let the current take me, and then the current suddenly you're realizing, whoa, where am I? Like you're waking up in a completely different reality. Now, it's not going to be as dramatic to many of you. It really depends on your chart and your choices and your life and your life. Um, but I think it will apply collectively, generally, what I just described, and to a certain degree in whichever part of your life, depending on where you have Virgo and Pisces, where you have that access, which houses. By the way, hello everybody. If you're new to my channel, my name is Morgainne. Did I say that already? I don't remember. And we're existentially shifting your life here. And if you're perfect and there's nothing to shift and you're already enlightened and ascendant, then what are you doing here? Okay. Saturn will also simultaneously, quietly in Pisces, be constructing the construct of the next phase for you, for us. It will build the foundation. So you'll find yourself, you'll be building foundations and setting, the ground, preparing the ground without even being aware that that's what you're doing. In retrospect, you'll be like, oh my God, when I did that, or when I had that meeting, or when I invested in this, or moved there, or booked that vacation, or planned that trip, or whatever, or opened that channel, that was the setting stones for this crazy new life, right? Or new reality. Hello, Iniso. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Hi, for anyone who's in the chat. If you're watching this, feel inclined afterwards as a recording, feel inclined to timestamp this for everyone. Please include the intro of, the eclipse. And then if you want to also timestamp all signs, that'd be awesome. Thank you. Let's see what else I can say though about this full moon eclipse. Virgo, aside of being the concept of reality and the concept of the matrix, you know, it's the body, it's the gut, it's the digestive system, it's the screening through which everything that goes into your system has to go through the nitpicking eye of the Virgo energy. Um, it could play out interestingly in very extremely different ways. One way it can play out is the complete collapse of the way we screen out information or the way we discern anything really in our life. The way we're going to do that is going to change the perspective, the equations by which we go by. A lot of them are going to just melt down, like any checklist, any do's and don'ts, rules, regulations are going to change significantly. A lot of them are going to drop. This is okay. I'm going to talk how it plays out in the political and geopolitical spectrum. It just came up to me. This really is very much so Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency, because it's going to break down or finish up or get rid of a lot of regulations that are not necessary or in alignment or just create, delay, frustration, and unnecessary old structure, Saturnian, archaic type of regulations. So that's on a bigger spectrum, how it can play out. On a more individual spectrum, if you have, these little rules of how you go about things, how you approach a first date, how you approach people in your life, how do you approach a conversation, how do you approach your clients. Sorry, the light changed. Now you can't see me at all. Can you see me? I'm having a hard time seeing you guys. Anyway, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna just drop all of it. You're gonna just be like, this doesn't matter. Like when you have a checklist about who you'd like your partner to be and how you'd like them to be, as soon as you fall in love, all of that doesn't matter anymore. So it's like, it just goes to show, and naturally, as you work on yourself and improve your relationship with yourself and are kinder to yourself, and the more you heal traumas and transition through them, the more naturally you will fall in love or have feelings towards someone that doesn't, step on these things or is in alignment with your better, right? So you won't really have to go by the checklist. You won't feel drawn to someone who would hurt you in ways that normally you would need a checklist for to tell you, hey, this is not a good person for you. You won't need the checklist because you're naturally healed to a place where you're not drawn to something that is in contradiction to what is good for you. So I think a lot of you are going to realize that you're healed in a certain way, in a certain field in your life, that you no longer need these protective boundaries and these regulations that keep you safe and that keep you discerning. Sorry, I'm feeling frustrated with the light. Let's see. Is that better? Oh, look at all this broken light from the crystal. Oh, that's cute. Oh, the light looks good on you. Cool. Whatever, as long as you can hear me. Anyway, so that was that. Anything else to say before we go into all the signs? I think if I'll think of something, I'll mention it. Okay, I'm working with a new deck actually. It's called the Mystical Dream Tarot, and it's super cool, but it's the first time I'm working with it. So that's gonna be fun. I feel so at home with literally every tarot deck, so it doesn't matter. Okay. you guys are feeling okay, feel free to share which sign you are. Okay. Let's start with the wheel. Let's go over the wheel. So we're going to start with Aries, the first sign of the zodiac. Cardinal fire. What's going on for Aries seekers? Lunar eclipse in Virgo. Health routines as well. I'm sorry, I'm going back to the general. Hello, Clarity, welcome. Sorry, Aries. Generally, including you, but not just you, collectively, Virgo also rules health. But it's also like alchemy and magic and working with the elements. If we step it up a notch, Virgo is also the sign of the witch, of the witcher, the wise woman, um, the medicine woman, and the healer, and the midwife, and the fairy, right? There's an eclipse, the south node. Medicine women, witches, are going to, I don't want to say go in hiding, but they're going to go where it's safer for them and their energy, where anyone or anything that isn't really kind to them is not going to be able to have access to them. They're going to go into their homesteads, into their nooks, into their whatever, not from a place of hiding necessarily or fear, just from a place of kind of cocooning. And anyone who and anything that is kind and benevolent to their energies will still be able to be around and interact. But that's pretty much it. Because something very new is about to blossom. And they need to be interesting. They need to be revered. They need to be tended to, cared for. Any aspect of sacrificial, overly sacrificing oneself. And this, of course, applies to healers and women who tend to do that. That's going to just dissolve. They can't do that anymore. And so we don't do the identify with Scorpio and a few, because when were you born? You were born in November, and the time when it's Scorpio, then you're Scorpio, whether you identify with it or not. You can identify as anything you want, but by birth, by the date of birth, you have your sign. And then you can identify with other aspects of your chart or whatever you want to be whoever you want to be. You have the freedom to do that. But certain things that have to do with biology and have to do with time of birth are what they are. Words, this, thank you, that inspires me to think of something else to do with this eclipse. The abuse of words is going to be let go of. Words hopefully are going to regain their dignity and their meanings. And society is going to, people are going to start learning how to use them properly. Language, the written word, right? The nonsense is going to be stripped from it. Okay. It's okay. Born on November 1st, whatever, right? I'm Scorpio, but I also really identify the characteristics of this and that sign, whatever. All good. Nothing wrong with self-identification and self-exploration and self-expression. All of these things are great, but we need to know what we're doing when and in relation to what. Because Saturn is still in Pisces, not letting that bullshit slide, right? It's like, okay, you utilize the energy of Pisces for art, for inspiration, for spirituality, for expansion, for dissolving of boundaries, for union, for divinity, for godlyhood, for, you know, the multiverse upon the multiverse and so on and so forth. But hey, there needs to be respect and honor to that as well. Does that make sense? You're like Scorpio then. um, okay. Also, clarity, this is another thing. We don't need to explain people to themselves. When people say something, they know what they're saying. If they didn't mean it, then they can say I didn't mean it. But like retranslating people's clear words is not kind, it's patronizing. So if I use a language in a certain way, right? If I use a language in a certain way, and then someone corrects me, okay, thank you for correcting me, right? And I don't need someone to tell me to come and say, oh, she didn't mean it like that. I can say, oh, I didn't mean it like that, and then explain it. Or I can own up to it and be like, yeah, I meant it like that, but now that I understand and I can correct myself, right? The reason why America is losing so much in the international arena is because it insists on translating people's own words, retranslating people's own words. Because then you don't know what you're dealing with. And if you don't know what you're dealing with, uh, you can't respond to it properly. You can't respond to it properly. So what we had here is a misuse of word, and I'm saying it with love. I'm taking you guys and I'm totally putting you on the spotlight and making example out of you. Thank you, seekers, for partaking. I appreciate it. But here's what happened, right? A misuse of word in a way that really warps something meaning. Me kind of calling it out, great. And then it's corrected and apologized for, and you know, not apologize for that's out of line. It's not really true. There's nothing to apologize for. You guys are great. But then, oh, okay, recognition. But then someone intercepts and be like, well, they meant this and that. Like, okay, the hero, playing the hero. We just resolved it. What's there to play a hero over? Right? But as soon as someone played the hero, that person regressed from acknowledgement to, oh, thank you for saving me. Now, anyone reading this, the past, you know, few things in the chat would be like, oh, that's so cute. And it is cute. You know, it's two seekers kind of, you know, conveying. But is this, you don't come here for cute, right? Or you're coming here to dissect and existentially shift. So let's look at the actual content of the past few minutes conversation. And how many times I had to be Saturnian to the Piscean vibe here and be like, stop, stop, stop. Inappropriate, you know, use of language, and then, oh, inappropriate hero complex, and oh, inappropriate victimhood, martyrism. So that cute interaction, and I love you guys to pieces, and I'm happy that you're here, and I'm grateful for you bringing this up as an opportunity of teaching, right? But how much time it took from just moving on and starting with Aries. Because you guys know I'm not going to let it slide. You know I'm going to stop there. And you get a kick out of it, and some of you do it on purpose. That's fine. As long as it's a real teaching opportunity. So this was great, but we just pretty much played out this eclipse in Virgo and opposite Saturn. I doubt if it was absolutely pleasant for everyone involved. I recognize it may not have been absolutely pleasant. Saturn's boundaries are not very pleasant, especially when it's in Pisces. It's like a dam to the ocean, and the ocean just want to flow. And I get it. That's what water want to do. But then we don't want to drown all the earthlings that can't live in water, right? They need oxygen. So there has to be set boundaries to nature, even if nature in and of itself doesn't mean any harm by it. You know, water just want to flow. This is all very like intricate and a lot to grasp. And I don't expect myself or you guys to completely wrap your head around it. But it's just been a very interesting interaction right now. Okay. Yeah, identity word was misused incorrectly because Scorpio, if you're born in the time where it's Scorpio or Taurus or whatever sign, doesn't have to be just Scorpio, any sign, right? You're born on a certain date that makes you this sun sign and this moon sign and this Mars sign because that's where the planets were in in space when you were born. You don't get to say you don't get to say that the sun didn't transit that constellation when you were born. It was. You're not the boss of that planet or of that constellation. Like for a moment, like really break it down. If Mars was in this constellation and Venus was in that constellation and the sun was in that constellation, that's where they were. You're gonna be like, oh no, but I'm not Scorpio. I identify with a different sun sign. Okay, that's fine because maybe you have those characteristics and that's great. You can say I identify with these characteristics of those signs because that's where my identity and my self expression resonate with. But I am in this case, Scorpio, because I was born in the day that represents the time when the sun was transiting the constellation of Scorpio. Where does the boundary, where are we disrespecting other people's expression, right? So if there's a book that was written by a different author and you have a different perspective on it and you identify differently with the story, you can come and say, this is my version of this story and this is how I feel about it, but you can't come and say, this is my story. It's not your story. It's whatever author wrote it, it's your story, right? The sun went through the constellation of Scorpio when a Scorpio zodiac sign was born. And that's that. So you are a Scorpio based on that. And then you can also add, I identify with X, Y, Z. See, two truths can coexist. You can do both. But when you start and it's not really about identity, it's about everything. It's almost like we're breaking down false boundaries in order to create truth-based boundaries. The South Node is breaking down the concept of reality that was mutable and bullshitty and somewhat vain to make room for Saturn to be like, this is the actual structure. You want to stretch yourself, great, but if you're stretching something else with it, you gotta have its permission. If that makes any sense. Okay. Okay, that was fun. Thank you guys. Now we're ready to start. It's gonna be a long video. Okay. Aries. Message for Aries for this eclipse in Virgo, for this full moon eclipse in Virgo from Aries seekers, please. First card out, Three of Cups. This deck is really beautiful. A lion in there. Aries, message for Aries, please. Dreamer of Pentacles, which is like Page of Pentacles. No. Two, I don't want one. I want one card. One more card. One more card for Aries. Three of Cups, Dreamer of Pentacles. And the star card here, it's called the Dream Angel. How gorgeous. How very gorgeous. Okay. Let's see if I can open the curtain. The lighting was fine when I started. Oh, well. Okay. Let's focus on your messages instead of the light. Three of Cups, Dreamer of Pentacles, the Dream Angel. Dreams, dreams, dreams. Star, Page of Pentacles. Very Virgo energy. Oh my God, there's a wolf here. A white wolf. Give me a moment. And a turtle in the star card. So we have a turtle, a crab, a wolf, and a lion, and a rooster. The word that comes to my mind is hunger, yearning. I'm seeing how this lion here, reaches his hands, and her hands are like open to accept. And these like very archetypal predators, right? The lion and the wolf. This is a hunger and a yearning that is brewing in this cauldron. And with the rooster there, I feel like soon you'll sound the alarm. What does that mean? You'll sound the alarm. It almost looks like a keyhole, doesn't it? Can you see? And with the star card, oh gosh, I just keep getting hunger. You're hungry for something. I feel like I want to do these movements that I'm seeing here with with the Dreamer of Pentacles and with the Three of Cups lion. It's very there needs to be a leap beyond a dimension of some sort in order to fulfill that hunger that is coming through in this reading. Like with the star card, there needs to be a frequency leap, a change of it needs to step out of this cauldron where it's brewing. Oh my God, can you see? and it needs to move through this portal key, you know, where you put in the key. You don't need the key. You are the key. This is so interesting. This deck is kind of taking over my brain. Hold on. You don't need a key in order to get yourself through this. You are the key. You just need to utilize yourself. Okay. So you have everything you need. You just need to utilize it to get through that boundary or that to get through that door, to get through that gate, to get through that whatever, you know. So right now you want to get through that door, right? And you're looking for the key so that you can unlock the lock. And it's like, and what I'm getting is that you're the key. You don't need stop looking for the key and just unlock it with yourself and open the door, and then you'll be there. I don't know. I don't know, Aries, but I hope you know. I hope you understand. Okay. I hope you understand your own message because I found it very what's the word? Riddly? Yeah, like a riddle. Okay. Next is Taurus. Let's see what comes out for Taurus. Taurus with this eclipse, please. Two more. A lot of two reversals we have. One more. Oh wow. Okay. So two cards that fell in the reverse. First is Ma'at, which is the Justice card, and in this deck it's number 8 instead of 11, which is like classical tarot. Justice is 8 and Strength is 11. So in here, this is how it goes by, and then Temperance right here. But they fell this way, and then we have the World in the upright, which is called here Serpentia Sol. It's like serpent, but the World card. So three major arcanas: Temperance and Justice in the World as we know them. Temperance and Justice in the reverse. Uh, wow, okay. So the World here symbolizes the karmic ending of a cycle to do with Justice and Temperance in the reverse, to do with injustice, imbalance, and lack of equilibrium. Where holy shit, this is a lot. So if you felt okay, those of you that this is for, you've had angelic guardianship withdraw from you. Hold on, stay, take a breath. Not to punish you or for anything that you did wrong, but it came kind of like from a place, okay, justice wasn't there for you, equilibrium wasn't there for you, angelic guardianship wasn't there for you, and so a lot of stuff happened to you and it went unchecked. It was allowed to happen to you energetically. But what it did, it accelerated karmic release. So you've endured a lot of karma in ways that are unjust and senseless. And it's like you felt maybe like serendipity has abandoned you, right? But now it's over. This eclipse is like it's you're done with that. You paid your dues kind of thing. And if there has been a lack of balance in your life and something really unjust going on in your life, it's reaching its pinnacle and it's ending and it's resolved and you're free of it with this world card here. And now you have the wisdom. You have the wisdom to not recreate things that you've created in the past, possibly past lives that you don't even remember or aware of. But your soul, it's engraved in your oversoul now. You remember not to make these mistakes anymore. And so you'll be free to really create, co-create with the divine. And for some of you, you have been unfair. For some of you, you have been unfair. And so the consequences to that have been paid, and now you're done with paying that price. Okay, these readings are intense. I love this so much. This deck is awesome. I'm sorry you had a hard day, and I'm happy that you're happy to be here. That's awesome. Okay. Next is Gemini. Message for Gemini. Taurus eclipse. One, two more. Two. Gemini, two of the cards that Taurus had you have, but it's all in the upright. So you have Four of Swords and the Sun again, and Temperance, this time in the upright. Okay. Gemini, you're stepping away from, it's like a mental prison break. You're being liberated from something, from a way your brain was analyzing and thinking about things. You're taking yourself out of that box, out of these rules, these regulations, the way you analyze, and you look at it from a completely different perspective, and it kind of shuts you down. You're like, it takes you into this shock mode of like, wait, what? Is that how it's been this entire time? Or is that how it is now? Like, is it been like that and only now my perception can perceive it? Or is it hasn't been like that? It is now. That's why I'm perceiving it differently. You're going to go into a little bit of like a cognitive shock. But this will resolve a cycle. Okay, and this is going to like create a lot of harmony in you because something will click that didn't click before this. So as soon as mentally something clicks for you, it's like your entire system goes into alignment and ease because suddenly things make sense. It's like getting that missing piece of the puzzle or something like that. And some of you really need to kind of rest after a really long cycle. And you need to heal and recover. And so give yourself that. You might find yourself feeling a little bit unwell and mostly spending time in bed, that's okay. Don't resist it. Just let your body kind of process everything so that you can recover. The more you fight it, the more it will force itself on you. But you will feel better by the end of this cycle. Sorry. Anything else coming? No, that's it. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay, thank you, Gemini. Next is Cancer. Hello, Cancer. How are you guys? Let's see. Welcome, Red Bike. Okay, message to Cancer seekers, please, for this eclipse. First card, Four of Wands. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Miss Frog. One more. And the Devil in this deck, it's called the Sorcerer. These cards are so beautiful. This is crazy. Okay. I can't, I'm like, wow. It's actually not my deck, but I certainly need to get one of those. Four of Wands, Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Devil / the Sorcerer. So Cancer, you're guided here to be like, let go of the way you think you can attain things, which is hard work. Not that hard work doesn't pay off and that it's not worthy, but this is the message for you at this time. The Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Drop the, I'm going to invest, I'm going to work hard and not worry about the results. Actually, with the Four of Wands and the Sorcerer here, it tells you, actually, we want you to think about the results. What kind of a result do you want? Because if you keep working without having a result, a desired result in mind, what are you working for and what are you building? Right? Even the hardest work needs to have a vision and something that you're creating so that you know where to put each stone, right? Where to place everything. Otherwise, it's just random. And this says, instead of, it's interesting because normally it would say like, oh, focus on the way, on the path, on the journey, not destination. But this says, focus on the destination and what it is that you want to achieve here, and let go of the tedious Virgo-esque, actually, the tedious sacrificial work that doesn't give you results. Don't waste your energy and time on things that don't deliver what it is that you want to be delivered. Try to think of it as if there is no time. There's no time to work hard. There's no time to move slow. There's no time to, oh, the light is improved. Just go for it. Just go for it. And I know it's very counter what normally the advice would be in general, but it literally says seek the shortcut, leap for it. Hopefully this makes sense for those of you that this applies to, and you'll know how to utilize this advice in a good way. Okay, next is Leo. Try this again. Oh well, we'll just do it this way. That's fine. Okay. Hey Leos. What's up? Message for Leo for this eclipse in Virgo. What's with the reversals? Seven of Wands in the reverse. Okay. Master of Secrets, which is the Magician, the upright. Too many cards, although this one is so pretty. Just one more card for Leo. The Lovers. This is a very interesting position. Like, what is happening there? Okay. All right, Tarot. Seven of Wands, Magician in the reverse, Magician and the Lovers. This is interesting. Like, the readings are so telling you, like, drop the work, drop the process, drop the stepping stones, ABC logic, you know, all the Virgo things, which makes total sense actually with this eclipse. I'm like, drop all of that and just go for it. Like, don't pick the lower hanging fruit that has to do with what you want, right? In this case, desire is coming through. Love, romance, something along those lines. And it says if you both want it, go for it. Like, don't fight it. Seven of Wands is resistance, right? But in the reverse, it's like dropping the resistance. And the Magician is like, you have all the tools to your disposal. You have this incredible toolbox, talents, skills, charisma, ability to win the audience, win the room, win the girl or win the boy. Like, go into this really odd position. I don't know what is happening. This makes no sense. Like, someone explain this to me. Okay, no, don't explain it to me. Don't. Never mind. I regret asking that. But this Lover's card is very focuses on the bottom line, let's say. Leo, I have no idea what having an eclipse in your second house has to do with the following, but this reading says manifest your dream lover. Manifest your dream lover, manifest your dream relationship. Life is short. Go for it. These readings are awesome. These readings are so much fun. This deck is so much fun. Okay. Virgo, this is happening in your sign. Let's see, what is the message for Virgo for this eclipse? Thank you to all my channel members, by the way, for consistently supporting my work and my channel. Very helpful. Appreciate you. May your generosity return to you 1,000 folds. Thank you for all of you who make donations via coffee. May your generosity return to you 1,000-fold. And to all my Tarot Masterclass disciples, students, I hope it does you well. And yeah, I needed to take a moment and say that. Expressing gratitude. Okay. So, Virgo. What's the message for Virgo? Now the cards are being shy? It's fine. Two of Pentacles. And the Ouroboros, which is the Wheel of Fortune. And Nine of Wands. Okay, Two of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, Nine of Wands. It's like reading a book. Sorry, I just want to fix myself. Okay. Changes are going to happen. They're going to happen. Right now, you feel like you have a dilemma or you need to debate or make a decision on how to go about these changes. You actually don't. It's an illusion because there's fate is at hand here. What you need to do, or the advice is just hold on, buckle up, put on your seatbelt, take your vitamins, sleep well whenever you get the chance, because it's going to just kind of, the wind is going to take you where it's going to take you. Circumstances, serendipity, fate is doing this. And the most you can do is be like, hey, let's see what comes along, kind of thing. Anything else would be a waste of your energy. I mean, obviously you can delude yourself to think you have any power in this. And I'm so sorry. I feel bad saying this. It's not very pleasant to say this or to think like this. This is an aspect of, even stepping away from the normal advices that we give, right? Of right versus wrong. Our obsession would be we have free choice and we can modify everything. Well, maybe not everything. Whatever is playing now in your life, it's huge. It's playing for you. All acceptance is the key that unlocks the gateless gate. And in this place, there is no suffering, no coming, no going, no seizing, no money. Just endless training, coming in and out, always becoming Buddha. I don't know if I quoted it absolutely properly or absolutely accurately, but anyway. Don't fight the inevitable. Don't create options that you don't truly have. So, for example, if you're like telling yourself that you're in a dilemma on whether you want to go there or you want to go there. Okay, really check your bank account. Does your bank account allow you to go there? It doesn't, so it's not really an option. Let it go. You're creating options in your head to give yourself the illusion of choice, which normally and generally we do have in life, just not right now for you. Okay, sorry. Good luck. Next is Libra. Any Libras in the house? Okay. That's it for Libra for this eclipse in Virgo. The wisdom teacher, aka the hermit. Five of Wands. And Spirit of Wands. It's like Page of Wands. Okay. Some of you are going to feel like you're unseen by people who are right in front of you, staring right through you. Like, you know, like when you sit in a corner of a couch or something, like someone comes and it's almost like they almost sit on you and they're like, "Oh my God, I didn't even notice you. I didn't even notice you were sitting there." It's like really weird. How could you not? It's like you're something about this energy puts you in a different energetic bubble, dimension, frequency, and it means that the people who are not vibrating on that can't grasp you. You're not, it's like you're not there. Um, you know, like, okay, you know, like there are sounds that dogs can hear or that animals, whales can hear, but we can't. Our capacity to process. You're at a zone that some people around you are not in the capacity to process. So they're not seeing you or noticing you, but you're like, but you're, it's like you're right there. It's very interesting. And you're seeing it's not just you, there you're also seeing something someone else or other people are not seeing, and you're trying to warn them. You're trying to tell them, hey, this is what's happening, or hey, this is what's coming, or hey, this is what this thing is actually about. And they can't see it the way you see it, or they don't believe you, and it's like they will believe you when it's already too late, kind of thing. And I see you kind of deciding to stay in the zone of the wallflower of like, okay, if they ask for my advice, I'll give it to them. Otherwise, and I think that's a wise decision. That's a wise call because it's not going to work anyway. You'll just be wasting your time and finding yourself in arguments that you don't need to find yourself in. Right? What is going on? Um, it's like they can't hear it or they can't see it. Leonardo da Vinci divided humanity to three types of people: those who can see, whether you show them or not, no matter what; those who can see when shown, and those who can't see no matter what. I feel like you can see, but you're dealing with someone who either can see when shown but is still stubborn, or can't see no matter what. Um, your energy and therefore channeling is just beautiful, Morgainne. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. I was just thinking that I feel a little bit like frigidy, and I was worried that I'm making you guys feel uneasy or anxious because of that. So good to know. Okay, so Libra, that's the best advice that I can give you. Good luck. All right, next is Scorpio. Hey, Scorpios. Ooh, Two of Wands in the reverse. Some of you are having really challenging dreams, even nightmares, or difficulty sleeping. And it's messing with your conception of reality. Okay. Two more for Scorpio. The Sun. I cannot get enough of these cards. And Six of Swords. Two of Wands in the reverse, the Sun and the Six of Swords. You need a break, a mental break from analyzing, planning, one, the best advice is like focus on the now, on the absolute now and moment, and on little things that give you joy, from eating something yummy to taking a nice walk in the park, playing with your pet, watching a really nice movie, a feel-good movie, cuddling in your favorite blanket. I don't know, the little things, eating the dessert first and then and then the meal, the little things that give you serenity, because the more you try to navigate through your wisdom and understand things, the farther you go from it. It's like you're taking yourself down a rabbit hole that only creates dissent, where you're overly in the mind, but then you forget about, it's like the heart gets shunned, and the heart needs to shine. And it's in simple things, and it's in the now, it's in the vitamin D. Go to the beach if you can. Spend some time with someone you really like and just hang out. Um, because I see that it's like the cards show that you think you're in a very aware, intellectually aware place, or research, maybe you're researching things, which is not surprising for Scorpio. Um, but note how you feel, how you physically feel, how you emotionally feel. If you feel exhausted, tired, in pain, if you have headaches, anything that shows you, that gives you the signs that you're not actually benefiting with yourself. Um, listen to your body, listen to your system. Right? If you're really exhausted, if you're in pain, if you're confused, if you're not feeling well, then you're not doing good for yourself. Take a break. Um, and there is something really exciting in your life right now, Scorpio, that is, it's like it's drifting away, um, over. I'm going to just take this card literally, over you playing chess, which is also a very Scorpionic thing to do, right? Where you overcomplicate things that want to be simple, right? It's like by the time you get to the beach to enjoy the sun after a day of planning, you going out to the beach, the sun has already set, kind of thing, right? So keep that in mind as an analogy, as a metaphor. Okay, good luck, Scorpio. Next is Sagittarius. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? That's it for Saggy. This eclipse, this is happening in your 10th house. Nine of Wands, which is also Sag energy. And Judgment. There are four characters here. First, I noticed only two, then I saw the third, and I saw the fourth. So on, two goldfish. Okay, one more for Sag. Eight of Swords. Okay. Nine of Wands, Judgment, and Eight of Swords. Wow. There's something, Sagittarius, that you've been denying, in denial over, um, refusing to kind of look at, refusing to admit. This can be to do with how you feel. This could be to do with what you believe. This could be to do with a transformation that you're going through. Um, you've been holding yourself prisoner, and by doing so, by refusing to admit something, and by doing so, you've been holding everyone involved in it also as prisoner, because if you're meant to do something, right, but you're in denial of it because you don't want to see, because you don't want to go through the change or the transformation or recognizing it, whoever is on the other side of it suffers greatly because they're also denied of whatever is meant for them, except that they're not in a place that is in denial or that is in a place that is unaware. They're fully aware of what is supposed to be now or what is the next thing, and they're also aware that you're holding that back, and so it creates this domino effect of pain and stagnation and imprisonment, and it's coming from paranoias, and it's coming from fear and overthinking. But Judgment is here, and it's the center card, and it's upright, and it's a trump card, and it trumps the Nine of Wands and the Eight of Swords. It's going to defeat this thing that you're doing. So I see you kind of being dragged into a change, kicking and screaming, as opposed to with flow. And that's a choice that you can change, right? But so far, if you continue down this path the way you're insisting and being very stubborn, I must say, A, you're hurting yourself, B, you're hurting others involved, and C, it's not going to work anyway, because Judgment is loud. It's like, maybe I could show you the original Judgment, but even in this deck, to a degree, I don't feel comfortable in saying the following, but I'm hearing, or I'm getting the term divine wrath. It's like you're messing with things, some of you, not all of you, or maybe someone is doing that to you in your life. That's possible, but I'm getting that it's you. It's like you're messing with, to use Buddhist terminology, you're messing with Dharma, right? And you're messing with the natural evolution of things. And it's coming with, the tactics that are used, or the tools that you use for it. It's Nine of Wands and Eight of Swords. It's a rough combination. You're fighting the inevitable in a way, and it's like, okay, I feel like I'm reiterating myself. I'm so sorry. And this is not an easy message, but I feel like those of you who need to hear it really need to hear it. And someone is hiding from you? Sachi, someone is hiding from you, or you're hiding from them. Um, there's no hiding here. There's no hiding this. Okay, I feel like I'm saying something very dramatic, and I'm not sure what I'm referring to exactly. So I hope it was helpful for you guys, and that you took what you needed to take from it. Um, so the eclipse is going to eclipse that. It's not whatever you've been doing. The denial is going to be eclipsed, and then consequences of actions are going to play out. And it's not to scare or to fear, like, when I'm saying you're being dragged kicking and screaming to change, it's not physical, right? And it's a metaphor. It's a way of speaking. So, and you can choose to walk yourself, right? Um, yeah. Okay. Good luck, Saji. Next is Capricorn. Hey, Cappies. How are my Cappy seekers doing? I want to turn on another light. No, I feel like that wasn't very helpful, but okay. Capricorn. I just want to show you how beautiful the Ten of Cups here. Is that an egg? It's gorgeous. Message for Capricorn from this eclipse, please. The Divine Tower, aka the Tower. The Moon Chariot, aka the Chariot. And Five of Wands. Okay. Cross water. Okay, this is very specific. Guys, this is not a time to visit a country that has a plague outburst. First of all, I hope none of that is a prophecy, and I hope that's not going to happen anywhere. And if it's happening right now somewhere already, and you know, your Google tells you about it, don't go there. Not now. Not a good time. Some of you, oh, I can't say this. This is too intense of a message. Can you please rewire my perspective of these cards to see a different message? There is a message that came through that if it was a private reading, if it was like one-on-one, I would say it, but it's not going to apply to most of you, and I don't want to scare anybody, so I'm taking this message away. Something that is more applicable to the collective of seekers, please, while watching for Capricorn. Thank you. The Tower, the Moon, the Tower, the Chariot, and Five of Wands. This reading is staying dark, so it doesn't want to transform at the moment. So I'm going to have to figure this out myself. How do I deliver this? And I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is the first time I've ever done this in my life. I might pull different cards. And you should not be scared of this. This is probably like one Capricorn out there that somehow kind of the reading took to them. I don't know, but okay, thank you. I can handle that. Okay. Still dark, but very manageable. So for some of you, there are remains. There are the remains of a loved one that wish to not be as they are. So let's say you have like someone's ashes, right? An urn. Something about the way or where you're keeping it, or it not being spread somehow. So if this is of someone that specifically told you where they want to be after that, but you're still holding on, consider honoring their request. That's A. If it's someone that you have, but something about where they are at feels kind of not very honoring, Like maybe it's somewhere in in the garage, or like underneath some other stuff, or like in a box in the corner, like not very honored or respected. It's very hard. Like, yes, even in the afterlife, they feel they want to be dignified. That awareness exists in the afterlife, by the way. By the way, as soon as we dissolve, we don't just completely lose our identity and any awareness to the reality here. That's an illusion. We don't go from one extreme to the other. There is a space in existence where we do, but not very closer to us. That are very, they would have, they're more honored in the way. It could even be a grave that is not being cleaned at all, that is full of like dead flowers or branches. I'm also getting a grave that is full of like branches that fell, that hasn't been cleared out in a long time. Um, Pretend this person can watch you. What would you do then? Okay, that's an aspect of this spread. Anything else? Capricorn, seriously? Okay, I'm done with this reading. I'm sorry, I'm done. This was the message and that's it. I'm not afraid of these types of readings. It's just so inappropriate to do it like to collect. Comes out, it comes out when it needs to come out. But usually the cards are more appropriate when I do like general readings. Aquarius, okay. Ace of Wands. Oh, and a pink lotus. That's beautiful. Two more for Aquarius. Great. And the wisdom of teacher, which is also the hermit. And Six of Wands. Okay. Twice we had Five of Wands. Finally, we have Six of Wands. That's nice. And the hermit slash wisdom of teacher, the wisdom teacher, and Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands, Six of Wands, the hermit. Yeah, I got the word magic, and I was like, wait, okay, so Aquarius, so the eclipse is happening in your eighth house. Also, amongst other things, in the house of mysticism and magic, you could say. Something that was planted a very long time ago, for some of you in a past life, but for some of you in this life, but a long time ago, that you may have even forgotten. It could have been a spell that you've done, like, who knows how long ago. It's now giving birth. It's now coming to be. It's now being manifested. But now you have a different wisdom to look at it in a certain way that is, well, wiser. And you're going to find yourself needing to decide, is this something that I still want manifested in my life? It's going to manifest, it's going to happen. Something you always wanted is going to happen. It's just that it's happening now that you have higher wisdom. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's beautiful. The Ace of Wands, it's in the pink lotus. It's like the pink lotus is associated with the Buddha. There is wisdom in and of itself either way. So it's not like contradictory to wisdom. It's not like bad or something that now you're wise enough to know that you don't. It's just, oh, hold on, interesting. Okay, so some of you have the wisdom to recognize that maybe it's not something you want anymore, but some of you have gone so far deep with unwise thing that you might dishonor or disrespect something very genuine that you wished for and finally arrives and it's good, but now you're like maybe condescending it because you think maybe it's not something you should want anymore. But it's like it's kind of tricky. So, just check in with yourself and see where you're actually coming from because in and of itself, it's a good thing that is getting manifested and is presented to you. Um, Now let's see if your wisdom serves you or plays tricks on you. Okay, last but not least, Pisces. Oh yeah, we're also going to do a few this side, so almost last but not least. Pisces, this eclipse. Wise Fox, aka the Death card. What on earth? Two more. Okay, the Hermit, Wise Teacher, and Six of Wands again. Okay. But this time with the Wise Fox. Oh my gosh, Pisces, this is like okay, how do I say this? Some of you are still in a relationship with someone who has passed away, um, and has returned. I get it. It's not real, I know. I mean, like in past lives. Okay. So someone that you lost, maybe in a past life, um, and you're with them or meeting them, um, but they come. I mean, although a dancing skeleton, still a skeleton. Like they haven't still put on the meat suit, but they do have a meat suit because they're alive. They're in this lifetime with you. So they are a person that is alive, right? Um, but they're also the person who died. This helps me explain something else to myself as well. So I'm going to really let this message kind of get more clarity on this one, please. Okay, I don't know how to explain what I'm feeling right now. This is very strange. It's not foreign. That's the thing. It's not foreign to me, but it's still, I don't know how to explain this. The return is successful. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. The return is successful. Um, Maybe you know what that means, and it kind of makes sense to you. I am tapping into some of you that have lost a child. Um, maybe a long time ago, and you're wondering how might they look like if they were alive today? What would their adult version look like? I'm not sure how this is a message from the eclipse, but um, okay. However this plays out for you, whatever message applies to you from all the things that I just said, you don't have to let it go in ways of like, it's okay that you miss. It's okay that you hurt. It's okay that you yearn. It's okay that you're dancing with a ghost. It's okay to not be okay energetically and be a little bit in a dark space, a little bit in a morbid space, a little bit one foot here, one foot in another dimension. It's okay to want to bridge the gap. It's okay to want to bring the worlds together. It's okay. And it's even something, wow, this is a crazy message. And I'm getting it's even something that will become possible for humanity as we continue our evolution of consciousness. And you're kind of setting the stepping stones, the premise to that ability for humanity by alchemically trying it yourself. This just helped me solve something, by the way. So thank you, Pisces. And I really, really hope it helps you as well. Just when I think these messages can't get any stranger. Okay. Ophiuchus. Two more. One more for Ophiuchus. Oh. Okay. Lady of Wands. Take the Queen of Wands, and especially beautiful one. I love this card here. And then Two of Cups, which is also gorgeous. And then the Hangman. Okay. I'm sorry it's getting dark, but I'm sure you can still see me, or at least the cards. So the man here is the Hangman, and the woman here is the Lady of Wands, and both of them and the Two of Cups are on the horse together, but then separate in their respected cards. The Hangman is in a state of, what's the word? Time stands still kind of thing, and sacrificial twilight zone state. But they're feeling like time is ticking, but still they feel like incapable, unable to do anything. They feel bound to something or by something. I see these sea creatures like this mermaid and this fish trying to kind of liberate this character from this upside down thing that they're hung by, and it's something to do with time. And then the Lady of the Wands, the female character, she's coming from a place that feels a little less controlled by this, or a little less like she knows that like they're both in the same state pretty much. It's interesting because she knows she doesn't have power over this, that he does. He doesn't know he has power over this. And it's like this waiting game, but then simultaneously, these Two of Cups, this is a very active card. And it's like cardinal water. These are very contradicting energies. It's interesting because on one hand, it's like two individuals in stagnation separately, but then on the other hand, two individuals together in movement on this horse. And it's like, which one is it? So it could be that the eclipse in Virgo will eclipse whatever stagnation state exists here and kind of free up the energy of the Two of Cups, if that makes any sense. No, it makes sense. It's like two people overthinking about being together when both of them want to be together. So that's interesting. Like normally, if it's like it would be the case if it's like one-sided or like unrequited love or something like that. But this is requited and mutual. You can't sit yourself out of this one. You gotta ride the horse. That's the message. Okay. Ooh, we did it. That was intense and very interesting. Um, I hope it was helpful and that you enjoyed this. Check out the description box for services, links, and information. If you're new, be sure to subscribe. Stay magic, stay true, stay free. I love you, and bye for now. See you soon.